to Alpha Militaria TV. Thanks once again for tuning in and seeing what we're up to. Now today I've got a rifle that is definitely the most advanced air rifle available right now and probably ever, and probably the most advanced rifle of any kind of rifle outside of Star Wars, and it's a rifle that there's been an awful lot of discussion about and anticipation for, and it's finally here. We're October the 23rd, I think, and the rifle is just now, literally today and yesterday, starting to make itself out to the shops and to people who've pre-ordered it. It is the Daystate Delta Wolf. Now then, I'm going to talk about this rifle in a bit of detail because there's an awful lot in it. It's an electronic rifle and there's a huge amount of Harry Pottery electronic wizardry in this rifle. So we're going to talk about the external features on the rifle, talk about the electronics on the rifle, then I'm going to put it on the range, see how it shoots, and then later on this evening I'm going to go out and do a bit of hunting with it, hopefully shoot a few rabbits and see how it performs out in the field. Now you have to bear with me because I've not had this rifle very long, so I might kind of stumble my way through and have to refer to a few notes, but hopefully I can do it justice. Now then, this rifle is available in as both a 12 foot-pound rifle and an FAC rifle. This is an FAC rifle, a 2.2, currently pushing out, well, right now it's set to about 60 foot-pounds. It's available in 177 and 2.2 as a 12 foot-pound rifle, and 177, 2.2, 2.5 and .303 as an FAC rifle. And there are three different stock finishes or finishes to it generally. There's an alloy finish, this black finish, and a Cerakote finish as well. Now, 12 foot-pounds, it weighs around about 3.1 kilos. In FAC, that goes up to about 3.3 kilos. And depending on which barrel you have, you either get a 17-inch barrel, which is the main barrel for the 12 foot-pound rifles, or a 23-inch barrel option for FAC. Determines obviously the length of it, but overall it's around about 700 millimeters long. Right, so we're going to walk through, as I say, the external features first, and then we'll talk about the electronics. And we'll zoom in on a few of the features a little bit closer to give you a little bit more close-up on those. But starting at the back, you have this sort of quite sort of blocky stock to it. Now that houses the electronics, and as I'll show you in a little while, there's a touch screen back here, which is what you use for all the various settings. But right at the back you have this shoulder pad here, which is adjustable, as you might expect. And I should say that there are a couple of aftermarket accessories on this. The cheek piece and this rail underneath here, which are available from PRS, but are interchangeable with any AR-15 type style accessories. So the cheek piece here is adjustable. It moves forward and back, up and down as well, to give you really good eye alignment. And there's a full length, runs all the way down here. There's a full length dovetail rail which you can slide this cheek piece along, and also you can move this Picatinny rail, the scope rail, up and down as well, so that you can get really good eye relief on the rifle too. Really good feature actually, and of all the clever technology stuff, something as simple as that I think is a really great feature. Now the rifle is fully ambidextrous. The side lever can be swapped over onto the left hand side as well. The safety catch is on both sides of the rifle as well. So for left-handers, you know, with a few minutes of work with an Allen key, you can turn this into configured for a left-hander. Now the pistol grip is a moulded plastic pistol grip. As I say, that's interchangeable with AR-15 items as well. The safety catch is located on the side. Now you can operate that quietly for hunters. Flat is safe and up is the fire position. The side lever has quite a short throw to it actually, not a very long throw at all. And it's got this perforated biathlon style piece to it, which makes it really pleasant to use in the hand, I have to say. The trigger is a post and shoe trigger and is adjustable for position as well as length of pull and weight of pull, and it's an electronic trigger. Very, very crisp, absolutely no creep on it whatsoever. Really, really good trigger. Now, as I said before, the scope rail up here is adjustable in as much as it moves backwards and forwards. Forward of that is a 480cc carbon wrapped bottle, which will give you in 12 foot-pounds, I don't think they've released the actual figures yet, but it'll be hundreds and hundreds of shots in 12 foot-pounds. Obviously for FAC depends on the power that you set the rifle to and the caliber, but plenty of shots for hunting still. Now on the standard rifle, this rail underneath here is a bit shorter, sort of probably comes to about here, but this extended version gives you the opportunity of putting a bipod or any other accessory further down the rifle. There are Picatinny accessory rails underneath the butt down here for you to put a bag rise or something like that. There are Picatinny rails either side of the forestock here for you to put a torch or any other accessory as well. Now the barrel is fully carbon shrouded. This one on here currently is a 23-inch barrel, and this is set up to fire 2.2 caliber, and then on the end, as is usual, it's threaded to take a silencer. And this one is a Daystate 0 dB silencer. Works very well, just screws in there. Right, so. Now, as you'd expect, you can swap the barrels on here for different calibers. Very, very simple process. There's just a little grub screw in here which you undo, and back here as well. That releases the shroud. The screw up here releases the shroud. The screw back here releases the barrel. It takes just a few minutes to swap it over. And then on the left hand side here is a gauge which gives you your overall fill pressure, and this takes a 240 bar fill. And to fill it, you can see hopefully underneath here there is a male connector there for your air supply. Now normally there's like a little sort of magnetic flip up catch that protects that valve there, but you know what, I took it off to fill it up and left it at home. My fault. So those are the external features on the rifle, and we'll show you the magazine system in just a little while as well. But now to talk a little bit more about the electronics, which is the real kind of heart and soul of this rifle. Right, let's get into the electronics then, and this is the real heart and soul of this rifle, and you'll have to bear with me because I've not had much of an opportunity to play with it, so I'm kind of learning as I go along. Now the first thing you'll notice is that the rifle, when you first switch it on, there's a padlock icon just here. Now that also tells you that the touchscreen is locked. Now to unlock it, you've got to put the safety catch into safe, open the side lever, and then just hold the trigger back for 3 seconds to unlock things. Now once you've done that, the first swipe shows you factory shot settings, and this really is probably going to be the feature that most people are going to use. Now the press of that gives you your caliber setting options. You can see you've got 2.2, swipe across there, so 2.5, 0.3, and then back here you've got 177, so you've got the 4 main calibers there. Now I'm going to set this to 2.2. Next screen that comes up is your it's an option for different barrel lengths. Now this has got a 23-inch barrel, so I'm going to keep that on 23 inches. Your next setting is, so that's your 17-inch barrel, so I'm going to go 23 inches, press that to select. Now you can then choose what kind of ammunition you're using. Now I'm going to be using some heavy 2.2 pellets, but if you're using obviously lighter pellets, then you can choose the light setting. So I'm going to choose heavy. And then this rifle has an onboard built-in chronograph right at the end of the barrel, which measures each shot and calibrates the system to deliver that velocity, the velocity that you dial in each time. And you can literally scroll that, I hope you can see that, up and down to the desired velocity that you want to use. And then once you've done that, you select it. And then finally you can set your regulator pressure as well. And then that takes you back to the start screen again. And here on you can see hopefully that we have set this to shoot 2.2 caliber, 23 inch barrel. That's currently set at 765 feet per second. It's telling me that the pressure in the rifle is 175 bar, and the regulator set at 181 bar right now, so obviously you need to put a little bit of air into the rifle. Now for the more adventurous out there, there is a setting beyond the factory settings, which is advanced shot settings. Now in here, and I'm not going to do this justice, but you have the ability to change things like the hammer adjustment. You can set the voltage on this as well, and you can really kind of fine tinker, and it also gives you the ability to save settings for different calibers and different velocities as well, so that you can achieve your perfect setup for a different barrel, different caliber, different velocities. Save that as a profile, and then when you change the barrel or the caliber on the rifle, you can simply go back in and select the relevant profile. Now other settings on here, so if you go, keep swiping across, right, you can set different magazine sizes. Now as you might expect, there are different magazine capacities for different calibers. 177 has 13 shots, 2.2 takes 11 shots, there's 10 shots in 2.5 and 8 in .303 caliber. And I'll show you the magazines in just a little while. Now the really neat thing about this is the magazines will enter either side of the breech in here, left or right, and if you have 2 magazines, you can fit them side by side and put 2 into the breech, and then obviously when you exhaust all the pellets in one magazine, you simply push through to the full magazine and carry on shooting. So on that basis you can set a whether you want the magazine counter or not. So I'm going to hit yes on that, and you'll see in there then that you get different numbers of shots for you to be able to select. There's also a setting for a day and night mode. So that basically means that at night you can switch the screen off to operate in a with the illumination muted right down, so you don't give yourself away at night with the screen lighting up, which is a neat feature. What's next? Okay, so with this setting here you can determine how long you want the rifle to stay awake for. Obviously, because it's battery powered, there's an auto shut off feature, and you can set different times from sort of 30 seconds I think out to about an hour and a half. Now clearly the longer you set the rifle to stay awake for will have an impact on the battery, but you can adjust that right down. Now if the rifle does go into sleep mode and the rifle is not cocked, simply pulling the side lever back and cocking the rifle will wake the rifle up again. If you are already cocked and loaded, then clearly you don't want to pull that side lever back again because you'll double load. But if you just move the side lever back just a few millimeters, then it will reawaken the rifle. And then we get into the chronograph. As I said, there's an onboard chronograph on here, which is obviously the thing that enables you to dial in the velocity that you want from the rifle, and you can switch that on and off from the screen as well. And then that takes you back to the start screen again. So that's a very, very quick and very, very clumsy run through of the electronics, but hopefully that gives you an idea of just what settings are possible on this rifle. Now the interesting thing with this rifle is that in 12 foot-pound format, what Daystate does is they use a 16 grain pellet for 2.2 and 8 point something grain pellet for 177. And at the factory they set the 12 foot-pound rifle to shoot at 11.7 foot-pounds. Now, as many of you will know, if you start using different caliber, different weight pellets and heavier pellets, then it's likely that the power output will increase a little bit and potentially put you over the 12 foot-pound legal limit. Now it's your responsibility, because you have a chronograph on the rifle, and because you have the ability to adjust the velocity and therefore the power output. If you do change your pellet to something other than 16 grains, you must use the chronograph, check the rifle, see what output you're getting, and if you're firing over 12 foot-pounds, you need to use the settings on the rifle to bring you down to below 12 foot-pounds. And the 12 foot-pound rifle has adjustments in 5% increments to bring the power levels down. Now, with FAC rifles, obviously, that's not an issue, and the power output varies for FAC varies between 31 foot-pounds in 177 and, believe it or not, 95 foot-pounds in .3 or 3 caliber. 2.2 and 2.5 obviously somewhere in between, but in that range you have a huge amount of adjustment by using the technology on board. Now the battery will last many hundreds of shots on the Delta Wolf, and is recharged very simply by taking a I don't know what the description is, but a fairly standard power lead here, and it plugs into a little port just forward of the buttstock just here to charge it up, like so. Now, as you might expect, the Delta Wolf has the new Daystate design of magazine. Very simple to fill up, and it's a self-indexing magazine. So first of all, you open up this magnetized gate on the front, then you rotate the blue drum round clockwise as far as it will go, and you put a pellet in the bottom-most hole down here, and that locks the spring against the tension there. And then it's a case simply of putting the pellets into the chambers like so. Let's say it takes 11 in 2-2, so they just drop into the chambers, and then you just return that that gate snaps back into place, magazine loaded. Right, inserting the magazine, as I say, you can do that from either side. Now obviously you have to pull back the side lever first, and then the magazine with the blue drum sort of facing outwards just pushes into the breech like so, and snaps into place, and then obviously return the side lever. Right, well now we'll see how the Delta Wolf shoots. I've picked probably the worst day to do an accuracy test. It's really blowing a gale, but it is what it is. I'm going to go and put a target at 60 meters away. The rifle is zeroed up, so hopefully yeah, we can get a good group at 60 meters. Right, 60 meters, let's see how we get on. So let's see how we get on. It's 10 shots. Let's go and have a look, see how we got on. Wow. You've got to be happy with that. That's what I don't know. That's a one hole group. I don't know. What, maybe half, 3/4 of an inch wide, and that's at 60 meters on a blustery day. And that's using Daystate Rangemaster King pellets, and they are 25.38 grains, and that was shooting at around about 850 feet per second. Well, there you go. That is the Daystate Delta Wolf. Shoots every bit as good as it looks, and as good as the publicity leading up to its launch has promised. Now I'm going to take this out shooting this evening for a few rabbits. Now I'm going to swap the scope over to put my PARD scope on, my day-night infrared scope. So when you see this next, it'll have a different scope on top. But just to say, if you found the video useful, please give us a like, it does help us out, and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like more information on the Delta Wolf and the entire Daystate range, then take a look at our website, which is alphamilitaria.com. Thanks for watching.